Okay, so I have him showed up. I displaced the models around him. Basically within a ½ inch. I did make one mistake. He's supposed to roll deployment before priority, but Evil won priority, so it didn't really make that big of a deal. But there he is. He has displaced that warband of Minas Tirith warriors. So the Watcher cannot charge this turn, so he's pretty much done with his movement. Charging means he's going to base into combat, but we will have the Balrog move in, and he is going to make a beeline for some of these horses here. So he's just going to move his full 6 inches right towards these guys. He is now, see, that was the front, so front to front. He's now close enough to use his fire whip, which he will use. But again, we do all movement first, and then we do the shoot phase. So I'm going to do my good movement here. Something to note, these guys have terror, which means that the good characters have to roll courage checks in order to charge into battle. Otherwise, they're just terrified, they're afraid of them. I do have bodyguard units, which are basically units that are immune to terror. The bodyguard units are this Captain Balrog and these 6 guards of the Fountain Court. Now they have chosen to bodyguard Boromir, Captain of the White Tower. So as long as Captain of the White Tower is on the field, these guys don't have to roll their courage checks when doing their stand fast or their courage checks when they're charging in against terrifying creatures. So we'll go ahead and do our movement phase. We'll do our courage checks to see if they will charge these evil units, and we will do shoot phase and all that good stuff. So I will be back after I'm done with the good movement phase. Okay, we've done our movement phase. What I've done with Gondor is I've moved these archers over. We're going to try one more round. We're not going to engage the Balrog, but we are going to try and get some shots off. I have my horses run past the Balrog. Basically, they got behind him, they've reformed, so they're going to try and charge him from the rear once I base him up in the front with some guys if I win priority. In this case, we see that we have a couple of guys that have failed their courage checks. I usually face them away from the model, so I know that they're terrified, they can't do anything that turn. So these 3 have failed. The rest of these guys, oh, he failed as well. The rest of these guys have got a surround on him. The bodyguards didn't have to roll their courage checks. They basically moved in for over the shoulders on my heroes, as well as over the shoulder on a couple of units. These guys moved out of the way to make room for some of these tower guard. So at this point we would do the shoot phase. The Balrog does have a shot because basically he's not based, but he's within 6 inches, so he's going to fire lash. And I'm going to go for the most expensive unit here. I'm going to fire lash one of the Knights of Minas Tirith. So the Balrog, we check his sheet here. His fire lash is 6-inch range. He's 3+ to hit with it. So we're going to see if we can get a 3+ to hit. We got a 5, so he did get a strike with the lash. His lash is strong. It's strength 7 lash, and the Knights of Minas Tirith on their horse is defense 6. We do have a he is on a horse, so we do have an in the way. So basically what we'll do is we'll roll 1 dice to see if we hit the horse or the rider. 1, 2, 3 is going to be the horse. So it is the horse. So the horse has a defense of 4. It's not an armored horse, so I believe it's defense 4. So strength 7 versus defense 4. We need a 3 or better. So let's see if he kills the horse. No, he does not kill the horse. But you know what? I don't think he's thrown because the horse is not dead. So yeah, he basically did not kill. He rolled a 1, so that didn't do anything. That's fine. The Watcher in the Water does have ranged attacks, and I read the rules. He does get to use his tentacle attacks even if he's based. So what we do is we roll a d6 to see how many tentacles get a ranged attack. He gets all 6. So basically he can do a ranged attack on 6 different units. The units that he doesn't kill, he gets to pull to his base. And so, you know what, we're going to go for some glory here. We're going to, you know what, I want to try probably to kill as many guys as I can. He's already surrounded. So we're going to range attack on these 2 guys out here. So we need, his tentacles are 3+ to hit as well. So first we'll do these 2 attacks out here. We got a hit and a miss. Now he is, the tentacles are strength 3 against defense 6 on those guys. So we need a 6. So first thing we do is we roll to see if we kill, with the first 2 attacks, we roll to see if we kill him. We did not. We got a 3. But it does pull him to the base. So this guy basically gets pulled in. So he's now based against the Watcher. So that was the first 2. We're gonna do this one here. So this is the 3rd attack. Is a miss. We'll go this one here for the 4th attack. Is a miss. And we'll do 5-6 on this guy out here. We got 1 hit. Let's see if we kill him. We kill him. Okay, so this guy is dead. He was crushed by a tentacle. So we'll move him to casualties. We'll just stick the casualties over here. So the Watcher's already got a kill. Alright, now we go into the combat phase. Well, we got a couple of things. Oh, I'm sorry. Good has their shots. So we've got the same thing. We've got 10 shots because the horses are out of the way. Just make sure we line up, make sure there's no horse in front of them there. So these guys have all got a pretty clear shot on the Balrog. So we're going to fire our ranged shots, which is 11. 10 being the Rangers of Gondor, and then 1 Damrod, which will be green. So we'll roll those. 3 plus is a hit. Alright, let's see here. 1. That's a miss. That's a miss. Miss. We'll just remove the misses. Okay. So we got some good hits here. Now again, we found out we've got 6/6 to wound. So we'll roll the wound. Okay, got some 6s that time. Again, we got the 1, so we're not going to spend any might on that. So now we have to get another 6 on these 2 to back up that 6 to actually get a wound. And we got a 5 and a 2. So again, it just does nothing. So now we're going to do combat. Well, we've only got 1 combat. Combat phase, we got the Watcher in the water against a bunch of guys. So what we're looking for here is we're going to compare fight values. So the Balrog, or the Watcher in the water has a fight value of 6. That's interesting because Boromir, Captain of the White Tower with the banner, has a fight value of 7. So basically, my Watcher in the water is probably going to die this turn. Because what I'm going to do is, Boromir has enough might, he's going to make sure he gets a 6 when he rolls. Just to make sure that this Watcher does not win the combat. So the Watcher has 6 attacks. So we're going to get 6 black dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to roll that. See if we even get a 6. We do have might with the Watcher. And we did get a 6. Okay, which means the good guys have to get a 6 if they want to win this fight. If they do not get a 6, then the Watcher will win the combat and he'll get to strike wounds. But Boromir is definitely going to get a 6. So we're going to go these blue dice for Boromir. He gets 3 attacks. But he has an over the shoulder, so he actually gets an additional dice, which we're going to say this green is going to be his dice. And then we have Baragond. He gets 1 attack, so we'll use this black dice for Baragond. And then I've got 1, 2, actually Baragond gets 2 attacks. So we'll do these 2 black dice because he's got an over the shoulder. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 2, 8, 9, 10, and we'll roll an extra white dice. So first thing we'll do is we'll roll these. There's the 6 I need anyways. Because you compare the highest fight value in the combat versus the highest fight value. Baragond didn't get him, but Boromir. He got a 5. And I believe it is per the combat. So I did get the 6 that I needed here. Boromir got a 5. I could spend a might to bump that to a 6 if I didn't land a 6. But I believe per the rules, it's the highest fight value in the entire fight versus the highest fight value of the entire fight. So his fight value is a 6. Boromir with the banner, he gives him +1 to his fight, +1 to all the other guys' fight within 6 inches. His fight value is normally 6, +1 is 7, because it applies to himself, so his fight value is higher. Because this guy has been defeated, he is supposed to move away a ½ inch. He has what's called surround, so he's basically trapped. And trapped means you get to roll double dice to wound. So like I said, this is the The Watch in the Water showed up. Probably wasn't smart for me to do that. I probably should have dropped them on these Rangers, displaced them, and then made these Rangers roll courage check to surround them, and I probably could have killed these archers. But that's okay. I mean, we're just going to mess with it here. So we're going to roll a wound now. So what I'm going to do is, we got a bunch of dice. Basically, most of these guys, except for my heroes, are strength 3. The Watch in the Water's defense is going to be, let's see, Watch in the Water's defense is 6. So I need 6s to wound. But like I said, he is surrounded, so we roll double the attacks on the surround. So you get to roll these twice and get wounds. He has 6 wounds, and he has some fate, so he might be able to survive. I seriously doubt it, though. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to roll just the regular guys first. See if I can just kill him outright. Okay, so the first, I get to roll these twice because he's surrounded. So I got 2 wounds already. So he's down 2. I'll roll it again because I've got surround on him. Okay, so there's 3 wounds already. So now we do our heroes. Balrog has strength 4, so he only needs a 5. So I get to roll these twice because he's trapped. So there's 1 wound, so he's down 4 wounds. There's 5 wounds. Boromir is going to finish this off for us. He needs 5, so maybe not. So I'm going to roll these again before I spend any might. I just need a couple more. And I got 1. So he's taken, I believe that was 6 wounds total. The Watch in the Water does have a fate, so I'm going to make sure that even if he rolls his fate to avoid one of those wounds, that we kill him outright. So Boromir is going to turn this 3 into a 5. So he's going to spend 2 of his might. So then we got that 7th wound on him, which is what we need, so that the Watch in the Water will not fate out of that combat. So Boromir spends 2 might. So I'm going to mark that off my sheet, and the Watcher's dead. So the good guys have defeated the Watcher. Things are not going well for evil, but the Balrog is ridiculous, so we will see if the Balrog can prevail. So we'll move on to round 3. Okay, so we're back for the beginning of turn 3. This point in the game, it's going to really come down to courage checks and rolling to see if the Balrog can get a 6 or not on his attacks. So I'm going to go ahead and go one more round, and then I'm going to probably just update turn by turn until either the Balrog breaks the other force or he takes his 10 wounds and is dead. So we'll do priority one more time real quick. And looks like good goes. So it goes to good. So now we are going to do movement and shoot phase, and then we'll do fight phase. Okay, back here we're at post-movement phase. You can see quite a few guys failed their courage checks, but I got enough guys to get the surround in on them. So I have 7 guys from Gondor basing the Balrog, and the Balrog has 4 attacks, so it basically comes down to 7 dice for good, including the 2 attacks that Faramir has, versus the Balrog's 4. Faramir has a fight value of, I think, 5. Let me check. Faramir has a fight value of 5. The Balrog has a fight value of 10. So as long as the Balrog wins a 6, he will always win these combats. So, wow. I did get a 6 with the good guys, so I need a 6 with the Balrog. And he did not get a 6. The Balrog does not have might, so he can't bump any of those rolls. So at this point we roll wounds. So you can see how quickly with the surround the Balrog could topple. So I'll roll damage. Most of these guys are strength 3 against defense 9. They need 6 5s. So we'll roll these. Because he's surrounded, they get twice the attacks. There's no 6s there. Roll again. We got 1 6. Roll it up, back it up. Nope. And then Faramir gets 4 attacks because he's got the surround. Nope. I could just bump that, but I'm not gonna. And no again. Actually, you know what? He's got strength 4. he still needs a 6/4. So yeah, I'm not going to spend any might. So you can see how this will basically come down to whether or not the Balrog makes his rolls, or whether or not I can get the backup. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the tutorial here. At this point in the game, the Balrog would have to make courage checks. If he wins priority, he basically has courage of 7, and he's got 10 fate. Or no, I'm sorry, not 10 fate. He has 10 will, so he can always spend will to bump his courage check. So even if he rolls snake eyes, he can spend 1 will, so he can stay here for at least another 9 or 10 rounds. So we'll just go ahead and call it here. Like I said, I think the one mistake I made with Evil was I dropped the Watcher in the Water in the middle of all those guys. I probably should have dropped him up on the hill. He probably easily could have taken out those archers by himself, and then moved in with formation with the Balrog, so they couldn't get a surround on both of them and split up their forces. But anyways, this is more of a tutorial, just kind of show you how to do the different phases, rolling priority, doing courage checks, shoot phase, movement phase, attack phase, how fight works as far as comparing the fight values, and then rolling the wounds. So anyways, I hope this tutorial helped out, kind of give you an idea of all the materials you might need to start the game with. And I will be posting an update for turn 5 of the world campaign that we've been posting on my channel. And we'll hope to see you guys soon. Thank you much.